I think the average American may not realize that Islam is making massive, and I mean massive, inroads in the UK. Where are we at right now? Because I see the UK as really the front line for the fight in the struggle for Western civilization because of the Islamic advances there.
London's gone, Paris is gone, Berlin's gone. The visuals you think of, they're gone. 33% of London is English. And the warning I bring to America is I'm not going to talk to you about what I've read in a book. I'm going to talk to you about what I saw.
You're living it.
When I was born in 1982, we had one mosque in my hometown. We now have 45. I've seen the decay, I've seen the attack on freedom, but I've also seen the unholy alliance of the left, along with the police, along with the media, along with the Islamists, how they all unite together. And I've witnessed that. The way, I'd say unite together, the left surrender to them, the government surrender to them, politicians surrender to them, so they rule with fear. And fear has paralysed an entire nation, a nation of lions. And the warning I bring to America is this isn't far away now, it's here. I've come and landed in Texas, I've gone to Plano, I've interviewed, I don't know if you've seen the interview I've done.
I have.
So I've sat and met journalists, I've sat and met politicians. I thought it was important to meet everyday American people. And I sat with a couple who have now fled Plano because, and she cries her eyes out. Her grandmother lived there, her mother lived there. She's been forced to leave after harassment by the imported Islamic community. I went to one of these huge compounds. Let's not call it a mosque because it's not, it's an entire community.
It is.
The roads are called Medina Villas. And I've seen this. This is the seed has been planted. You need to understand what has happened to your country over the last 8 years since Joe Biden's opened your borders.
Yeah.
You were used to Hispanic, Mexican immigration. Well, not anymore. Pakistani, Afghani, Somali, they have been brought in. It's planned. Ask yourself this as an American audience. Why have Somalians come from the hottest place in the world and found themselves in Minnesota, the coldest place in America? They haven't chose to go there, they've been put there. Your borders have been opened, your country's been flooded. 700%, illegal immigration went up 700% in your swing states. They don't want there to ever be a swing state. They were changing the demographic of the vote bank. Now, I've seen how this operates, and I've seen the power of it.
The Islamization of Western civilization is underway, and the mad mullers have nothing to lose. The question is what we have to lose worth fighting for? You decide.
Suicidal empathy will be the death of America. We have elevated victimhood to a culture of itself. We refuse to call truth what it is. And Shelley is right. Islam is not here to make friends with us. They are here to take over. It has already begun. America, will you fight to save this nation?
Yeah. Folks, we just witnessed something deeply disturbing. 4 Islamist terror attacks in the span of 1 week. Here in America, on U.S. soil. And before the facts were even fully known, you could already predict what the media elites and the left would say. It's because of gun control. It's because of the strikes in Iran. They're going to blame anything except the truth. Don't fall for it. Iran didn't suddenly start chanting death to America last week. That chant has been coming out of Tehran for more than 40 years. This ideology didn't start yesterday, and the threat didn't magically appear because of one military strike. But here's the part nobody in Washington wants to talk about. For years, the Biden administration and the Democrats opened our border, weakened enforcement, and allowed millions of people to pour into this country with limited vetting. You don't need to be a security expert to understand the risk that creates. When you leave the door wide open, you don't get to choose who walks through it. But now Americans are watching the consequences unfold in real time. But here's the irony. For years, if you said we needed stronger borders, if you said we needed serious vetting and leaders who actually put America first, the media called us racist, conspiracy theorists, a MAGA extremists. Well, after a week like this, I got one question for the people who mock those concerns. Who's MAGA now? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all as you watch this broadcast. It's time for Pop and Politics. I'm KJ. Let me introduce you to my co-hosts. Of course, we have Nicole Bennett.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday.
And Shelly E.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much to talk about, folks. We're going to get into it. As you know, we are here in the DMV area, Maryland, to be precise, and we are under a lockdown. The airports have all been closed due to what they're calling odor. We think it may be something linked to a terrorist attack. We're going to keep you all notified of what's going on. Before we light this fire, folks, do your part as you come in, tap that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. We are live here on YouTube and Rumble. If you're on the go, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify under the name Pop and Politics. We love our chat. We shout out every super chat. Today is Friday. It's generally a big day for super chats for us, or I should say a big night. So folks, definitely share your thoughts, show your love, and join the conversation that the mainstream media wishes didn't exist. This is not just a podcast. This is a movement of God-fearing, truth-seeking, America-loving people that value freedom. Stand with us and subscribe so we can amplify this rallying call for freedom. All right, ladies, let's set it off. Before we get into this, want to talk about, we do have merch, guys. Great stuff you can purchase. Nicole, you want to talk about that before we get into all of this?
Listen, we're at a crossroads in this nation, and the people who are going to save this great nation will be easily identified, not only by the way they walk and talk, but what's on their back. It doesn't have to be something explicitly conservative. It doesn't have to be something that calls Democrats out by name, but people will know you're a patriot by what you wear. Not black, not white, American. Don't let them divide us. Should speak to the heart of every single American. Get your merch now, because people like us are going to have to stand up and be counted. There are going to be plenty of opportunities to celebrate this nation, to wave your flag, if you will. Right now, this is that Band-Aid moment we were talking about, where things are going to be a little tough. But on the other side of it, the partying that's going to go on, celebrating our birthday, 250 years, you want to be a part of. So get you some merch so people know who you are and who you belong to, right? Give me my money back. Tax day's coming. I think April 15th, everybody should sport it. I think it should be a nationwide phenomenon. These people are crazy. Now, if you're a little bit more political, this is the shirt for you. This is the shirt for you. We've gotten to a point now where it becomes people who are patriots and people who are not. Get counted in that number by what's on your back. We have it in almost any color you can think of. You're not a t-shirt or a hoodie person. Get yourself a sticker. You can put it on your window, on your car, on your laptop, on a backpack if you're a backpacking person. We even have crossbody bags. So there's a little something for everybody here. This is a great way to support the channel and a great way to wear your politics.
All right. Absolutely. Absolutely, folks. All right, so let's get into what's going on here. I mean, 4 attacks. This is crazy. We're going to get into each one, but I just want to get your thoughts, ladies. I'll start with you, Nicole. How are we supposed to look at this? This is crazy.
Well, there'll be more, right? There are lots of sleeper cells here. Like we said, been saying this for about 6 months now. We have no idea who is here. No idea. The Democrats' zeal, their absolute all-encompassing greed for power has put us in this position. That's not me making a political statement. That's a fact. Their desire to make sure they have more congressional seats, their desire to make sure that they can pad elections, start NGOs, steal tax money. Thank God USAID is gone, because they would be using our own tax money to energize these sleeper cells to take us out. This is real, people. This is not, some kind of false alarm. If you think these 4 little terror attacks are something, and I'm not trying to be condescending to people who were hurt or killed, it's going to be a long, hot summer. Not the right kind of president to help us fight this stuff off.
Yeah. I was watching some talk today. I think it was on the Daily Wire. It was the guys got all together and they call it friendly fire. It was actually a really good. They were, they were in disagreement. Kind of remind me of us three, but it was fun disagreement. It was healthy debate. And one of the points that was made was, we're going into the midterms. Also, we got 2028 coming up. Mm-hmm. And some people think that President Trump's focus on foreign policy will hurt the midterms and will hurt maybe even in 2028. But then someone else on there was saying that although that may be true, who else would we want to be president at this time? That's what I want to ask you, Shelley. I mean, as we go into 2028, if in fact President Trump is able to he's secured the border, but also at least make us safer on the world stage, if he's able to really eradicate Iran and things, do you think it's worth it? Or what is your take on that dichotomy there?
It's a dichotomy, but both things can be true. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I would not want to have anyone else except President Trump, although we've been talking about the midterms, the back and forth that it could impose and things like that. We've been talking about that. So it's very possible. However, President Trump, I think, is the right man for this moment. He is the man for the moment doing the job. Going forward, we've said it here once, we've said it many times, Republicans have to grow up. And what I mean by that is President Trump will not be on the ballot in 2028. So we have to look at now, and we still have to plan ahead. So we have to take the reins to secure not just this moment, but going forward, keeping our borders closed. And I mean closed. I mean signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay. We have to do that. We have to ensure that Americans are getting the pay, the health care, tax reductions, whatever they deserve. Because you know why we deserve them? Number one, it's our money. Give it back to us. Number one. And number two, we have been carrying the burden for the rest of the world for decades, if not centuries. Okay. So it's enough. It's enough. Americans and America first. Secure this moment and keep securing it for the long term.
Absolutely. Let's talk about these 4 attacks. Take a look here at this next clip. This is clip 1.
This is the man who shot up Old Dominion University recently. Authorities have now identified the shooter as 36-year-old Mohamed Baylor Jallow. Now, this man was originally born in Sierra Leone and later became a naturalized U.S. citizen. And at one point, as you see here, he even served in the Army, in the National Guard, joining around 2009. However, back in 2016, this man was arrested and later convicted in federal court for attempting to provide material support to ISIS. At the time, the investigators noted that he had been communicating with individuals in ISIS and was attempting to assist them. Because of that, he was ultimately sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. However, he was released in 2024 after serving several years behind bars. According to the initial reporting, the attack happened during a classroom session that was connected to the ROTC.
So let's stop it for a quick minute. Can you believe that? So he was already arrested and he was let out early. Shelley, what are your thoughts there?
Note that he was left out early, as I understand it, from a Bush appointed judge. Okay. Mm-hmm. So again, when I say both parties, sometimes I know people look at me like I have 2 heads. I don't care. Maybe I do. But nevertheless, he was let out early for acts that he had already committed. And you know what I also noticed? Many of these mullahs, they always got the name Muhammad. Some kind of Muhammad. It's either Muhammad or Allah something. Okay. But they all had the same motive and methods. They love blowing up people. They love destruction. They love death because, again, they have nothing to lose. As a matter of fact, the more people they kill, including themselves, let me take that back. The more people they murder, including themselves, the more glory they believe that they will get. So they like to literally go up in flames and take a lot of people with them. These people need to be caught, not just jailed. I am an advocate for capital punishment. I really am. That's what needs to happen. But again, keep securing our borders, President Trump, this administration, but these people mean us no good.
Yeah, Nicole, you remember we were talking about this toxic empathy with these judges not following the letter of the law.
Exactly. This is what we talk about when we say suicidal empathy. Rather than do what's right and be called misogynist, racist, all of the pet names that they try to make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing based on emotion, they need to stand on what's right. And honey, there's a big difference between Republicans and conservatives. Republicans are people who check the R. Conservatives live and die by what's best for this nation. And yes, sometimes we disagree, but many people will tell you very few conservative people were happy with either one of the Bushes. Let's just keep it real. You know, people call them rhinos and all other kind of names. I don't like to separate people and put them in the silos. But when you talk about political people, there are people who love this nation and they put the nation first. There are people who love power and they put power first. And this is what it's coming down to, folks. It has gotten truly real. We have to take a look at our immigration system. What we have done to our own nation is finally coming home to roost. These sleeper cells are popping up everywhere. Keeping your head on a swivel is just not enough. If I can tell you now, if you do not have a concealed carry, I don't know what you're doing this weekend, but you need to go and sit for that class, go to the range, practice, secure your home. I'm not being an alarmist, but there's going to come a time where you're going to have to defend yourself simply because you were born under these stars and stripes. It's now, folks. It's now.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's continue with this
program. Witnesses say that Jalot actually entered the room, asked whether it was an ROTC class or not, and when someone confirmed that it was, that is the point where he allegedly began to open fire. This man was killed in the attack, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, who was a retired military officer who had actually returned to the school, to Old Dominion, to lead the ROTC program for the university and to quite literally train the next generation of Army officers. 2 others were injured during the shooting, including ROTC members, with one of them at the time reportedly being in critical condition. It has also now been reported that before the gunman could continue firing on the rest of the classroom and kill more people, ROTC cadets in the room rushed him and, quote, subdued him until he was no longer alive. So during that struggle with the students, Jalot was ultimately killed, which obviously again ended the attack before it could escalate further. There are some reports that are saying that one cadet individually stabbed this man 22 times. And I'd say that's worth noting, because if those cadets had not acted with that bravery and courage in those split seconds, this could have very easily turned into a mass casualty attack inside of an ROTC classroom that is meant to be training and developing future soldiers for our country. So overall, just a horrible, horrible situation. Rest in peace to Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, literally a hero, a man who had dedicated his time and life to serve our country, who then came back to dedicate his time and efforts to raising young soldiers for the future. But yeah, this is now 4 Islamic terrorist attacks that have been carried out in the past 10 days in the United States of America.
Wow. Wow. And we pray for the loved ones and the family of that lieutenant and all of those that have been either hurt or murdered by within these Islamist attacks. Yeah. This is just terrible.
I mean, KJ, it's 4 that we know of, right? Mm-hmm. They don't talk about the ones that have been thwarted. They don't talk about all of the activity that the FBI has been doing and some of the other 3-letter agencies have been doing behind the scenes. Do you know, I live very near the place where they make the mother of all bombs and several other bombs. And when I tell you, our skies are no-fly zones. The only people who can fly over top of our skies are the U.S. military. our skies have been lit up for weeks.
Wow.
For weeks. So there have been things going on. And again, I say this all the time. Americans have this very false sense of security. Like we walk around and full on expect nothing to happen to us. Most nations don't operate under that same guise. If, by example, you think of Israel, what they know when they hear that bell, everybody needs to be in somebody's shelter, and they have tons of them. I have people who are new-ish to our neighborhood, to our community, who were in our private Facebook groups going, "What is that sound? Why is my house shaking?" And my answer to that is, baby, that's the sound of freedom. That's the sound so when you go to bed tonight as an American, you're going to wake up tomorrow as an American. That's the sound of our war fighters doing what they do. That's what that sound is. America, it is now. We have talked about it to death. We've talked about it happening in the UK and why they won't fight back. It is sympathetic. It is ridiculous for people to think that we can't call out this stuff and be honest about it. I won't say, oh, radical terrorist. I'm going to call them who they are. These are Islamists. These are sleeper cells who've been waiting for their moment. And because their Ayatollah is dead, they think this is their moment. Americans need to get their head on a swivel and be prepared to do what those cadets did. Take them out.
Yep. Those cadets, when I heard that today, I said, nothing prepares you better than on-the-job experience. Okay? Nothing prepares you better for real life than on-the-job experience. Thank God for those cadets. I'm sorry that Lieutenant Colonel Shaw lost his life, but like that guy said, it could have been even worse. Even more people could have died. I am so glad those cadets, they got the best experience they will ever need, if you will, because they used their skills at the moment, during the time, in the right way, for the right person and for the right reason. Nothing can prepare you best, nothing than real life experience. I mean, it's and to your point, Nicole, the ones that they don't talk about really well, their reports. I'm reading today. I read earlier their reports in Europe, Belgium, Norway. They've had terrorist attacks, or they averted some. But again, across Europe, all Western civilization needs to, every country in the Western civilized world needs to really, really open their eyes, stand up, because we are under attack. Western civilization as we know it.
Absolutely. Folks, as you come in, please hit the like button. That helps to get this video out in front of a wider audience. We have almost 300 people watching. We want to get those likes up. Also, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, folks? We need to build a community of like-minded people. This is where it is. If you're God-fearing, truth-seeking, America-loving person, that you're at the right place. Hit that like button and subscribe. I think we have a super chatter here.
Yes, we do. I think we have Kung Fu CJ. Always our first super chatter. Thank you for your $5 super chat, Kung Fu, tonight. And you say, Kung Fu in the house, ladies, let's get it. Thank you, Kung Fu. You're always so supportive. All of you out there in the chat land, welcome again to our Friday show. We thank you for your support. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You know what to do. And as Nicole mentioned, the merchandise, you can get a one-stop shopping experience at www.metroconservativemedia.com. If I don't say that, then the producers will get on me.
Listen, and we also need you guys to check out our Discord channel. If you want to talk about anything with us, that's the place to do it, where we can talk and not have YouTube censors, telling us what we can say and what we can't say. I am a huge American history buff, and we're living in current American history. And you want to hear about these fighter jets flying over and buzzing the new roof off my house, I'll tell you all about it. It is interesting, to say the least. It is very interesting, to say the least. But I know that our war fighters are going to do a great job. And I'm so very thankful. Thank God that Kamala Harris lost this election.
Yes,
thank God. Could you imagine?
No, I could not. I could not.
Can you imagine what this nation would be, what the Western world would look like? Thank God for President Trump and the Shield of the Americas. People laughed at that name. When I myself called them, the Department of Sassy. It's going to be a sassy department. But we need it. all the people who said, having Greenland was just a land grab. We need it. Mm-hmm. Now, do you see? We get to see a small glimpse of what's been hanging on Marco Rubio's head since he was sworn in the office. Can you imagine what they know about people trying to attack us? We are so very blessed in this nation. Thank you, God, for Donald J. Trump. Thank you very much, Lord.
Absolutely. Well, we see the urgency. We understand that President Trump is fighting for us here in America, but the left does not. Folks, you're not going to believe this next clip. Norfolk's Commonwealth attorney, Ramin Fatehi, he is blaming Republicans and, of course, gun, what do you call it? My gosh.
Owners?
Yeah, gun owners for this shooting at Old Dominion. Take a look. This is clip 3.
Sickness. We live in a country where people care more about guns than they care about 6-year-old children. They care more about guns than they care about synagogue worshipers. And they care more about guns than they do about college students. What that means is that it does not matter how hard President Hemphill works, how hard the chiefs work, somebody will be a victim eventually. It is a matter of time. And until there is the political will to break the spell of the cult of gun absolutism, you will see more incidents like this. So if you're looking for somebody to blame, don't look at anybody up here. Look at our lawmakers who don't have the courage to implement sensible gun control measures. Look to a Supreme Court that enables them and do something about it. So that is the lesson. Let's mourn the people who have died. Let's decry what has happened, but let's keep the focus where it belongs. It belongs on us and having to change something so that we don't have to suffer through this.
Point the blame at the leadership to ban more guns? Shelly, what in the world?
Fuck him. Okay, that's what I was started off by saying. Just fuck him. Seriously. Number one. Number two. The trend has been over the last few years that crime has decreased even as gun ownership has increased. Okay, that's the trend. Number one. Number two. Number three. The stats have shown generally that when you have a gun owners in general tend to commit fewer crimes. Okay, now there are specific categories that it might make you a little bit more at risk when you to do things to yourself mostly, but for the most part, more guns equal less crime. I'm talking about, again, lawful, law-abiding gun owners, okay? So that's just bullshit. And number four, these are the same people who will tell you, oh, hate starts in your heart. Well, if that's the case, then why are these mullahs going around slaughtering people, regardless of the gun owners or not? These are the people going around slaughtering people at will and at whim, because, again, they're so excited about getting an orgy of 72 virgins. That's what they're excited about. These people are so twisted and warped. We have people, again, not even cold in their graves that were just terrorized, literally had the life blown out of them, okay? In the last 4 days, not just here in America, across the country and across the sea in Europe. But these are the kind of people who will go along telling you, it's the gun owners, it's the gun owners. I bet you that motherfucker got security all around him, armed to the teeth. I bet you he does. I'm sorry, you all out there in Chatland, but these people get on my fucking nerves.
Yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts?
Do you know what's interesting is people who live outside the DMV, you hear what he said and you're like, man, this guy's a nut. He's not connecting the dots. He's talking about gun ownership at a time where, in a military setting, ROTC setting, there was a person with a gun trying to hurt people, right? But what he's really doing is he's trying to shore up votes because Virginia's new governor, the CIA agent, see, and I'm going to keep harping on this, black folk, because she sold you a bill of goods. And we told you who she was and what she was going to do. So here's a brief synopsis of what he's trying to help her pass. Assault weapons ban. Now, there are no assault weapons. This means a magazine ban. You can have 10 bullets.
Wow.
That's it. That's all they want you to have, right? Now they want to have stricter penalties on gun dealers. So if you're a gun dealer and you sell a gun and somebody uses that gun in a way that hurts people, they want to put some of that liability on you. When I tell you a firearm is an inanimate object, I have many. They have not harmed anyone in my family. They sit very quietly and they mind their damn businesses until I need them to pipe up and let people know I mean business. Okay. Mental health facilities. They don't want anybody near a mental health facility to have a firearm. You know, this so-called ghost guns. They don't want anybody. I can't loan you a gun and this, another third. They're becoming so Maryland-like with their laws about guns. Here's the one that's interesting. Nobody can be armed near a polling place.
What?
So you remember think 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the reason why DHS has still not been funded. The Democrats' sticking point is having ICE agents by polling places. So if they can't keep ICE out, they want to keep them unarmed. Unarmed. When I tell you people, these folks are coming for us. And this is going to sound racist, so go ahead and call me racist. It's going to sound what people like to call Islamophobic. I don't have no fear of them bastards. I'm going to tell you right now, you keep electing people whose names is Muhammad and Fatehi and Zamdammit and see what you get. We need to rally the troops here. We need to take care of our homeland. And if you're waiting for the United States government to be the only people fighting, you might as well go ahead and get fitted for your drapes now. What color you want? They come in black and black and black. Go ahead. Get your eye makeup together because that's all people are going to see of you. That's it. We need to get very serious about this, folks. This is not a drill. This is the real thing. Again, if you do not have a concealed carry, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Go get one. Go get one. You need it to defend yourself, to defend your property, to help defend your nation if needed.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we're getting to that point. We're getting to that point. I want to ask you, ladies, I'll start with you, Shelley. I mean, do you think we could get to a point where something like what happened in Israel on October 7th could actually happen here?
Yes. Yes, I do. And when we talk about these sleeper cells, again, the thing that unites them, they may or may not know each other, physically, if you will, but the thing that unites them is their ideology. Okay. Again, I'm going to use that visual of the movie Salt, when that man met Angelina Jolie as an FBI agent in the interrogation room. He basically was telling her whatever the signal was, they got it. It's they're coming out of the woodwork. Okay. The Mullahs had the signal. So that's all they need is a signal, and they will do whatever they think they're supposed to do. I do not put it past them. Okay. You cannot reason with people who want you dead. Okay. You might give them, I don't know, a couple of $1 billion on a pallet. That's just to cajole them as they laugh in your face and tell you how foolish you are. You cannot negotiate with them. What do they say? You need fire to fight fire. You need several rounds of fire to put in their ass so they can burn, and then strike the match and pour gasoline on top of that, and then strike another match. Yes, you do. They need to be fried, literally. I don't have any qualms saying that. If you don't like it, I don't give a damn. But these people want us dead. They want us dead physically, and they want the civilization, the country, the state that we love and hold dear, that guarantee and secure our rights. They want all of it gone. They have no qualms about it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we have some super chatters here. Thank you all so much.
All right, we have Wrinkle Brain.
I love it.
Thank you for your $20 super chat. Absolutely nothing will change until we turn to the Lord. Zero
Amen.
Compromising. Dems want and probably know about future attacks. They will imprison and genocide us if they get back in power. Not a game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Wrinkle Brain, for your super chat.
Yes, thank
Listen,
you.
we need more of this. You don't have a flag in your yard, go get you a flag. We need more of this. You need to let people know where you stand. Production, I'm sorry to go back, but show that merch. Unapologetically American. Unapologetically so. You know, we talk about how empathetic some Americans are, especially those on the left. You know, we call them soy boys and we make lots of fun of them. But let me tell you something. Being weak-minded, limp-wristed, yellow-bellied is not going to save this nation.
Nope.
They're not here to make friends. They're not here to assimilate. So we need to let people know where we stand. I'm an American citizen. I was born under these stars and stripes. This is why I'm against them calling me a brown girl. I am an American, not black, not white, an American. And you can't take that away from me. We shouldn't naturalize another citizen for 50 years.
Oh, yeah.
Shut down immigration at least 50 years. And the people who are here who have no allegiance to this have got to go. Unapologetically American. Get you a hoodie, get you a t-shirt, get you a sticker, and make sure that people know where you stand. When I tell you guys this is getting real, it's probably more real for us because of where we live, right? Washington, D.C. is a target. The surrounding areas of Washington, D.C., where lots of elected officials will be moved in case of an actual emergency attack on Washington, D.C., is also a target. Now, I can tell you just from our experiences with September 11th, you know, there's a reason why I live where I live, because the United States Marine Corps shuts down the highways that come back this way. It is incredibly safe. It is safe. The skies are safe. But with that said, it makes us a bigger target because, you know, most people know where they build these bombs. So we have a few little things that are going to keep us safe and warm here. But I feel for the people who don't pay attention to politics, who think we're just being hyperbolic, who believe this Democrat drool that this is just, oh, it's because Trump, you know, attacked Iran. It is not. These people have been making war with us for 47 years. We've just never fought back. Obama tried to buy their friendship. Here's a couple billion. Be our friends.
First time in history.
Yeah, they used the money to further attack us.
Right.
For, you know, they gave money to Yemenis, to the Houthis. Are you serious? They used American money to further terrorize the world. We have to get rid of this evil. The people who support it, even if it's the soft support given by naturalized Americans, we need them gone. They got to go. They have to go back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. We have a super chatter here.
That's Justin Green Music. Thank you for your $2 super chat, Justin. Justin said, Nicole, say what your weapons do again, please. What did you say it again, Nicole? What do they do, Nicole?
Listen, my weapons sit quietly in the closet until I need them to start talking. That's exactly what that is. You know, it's so funny because, you know, people here, you can buy a shotgun at Walmart and here in Maryland, although they try to, they can't stop you from owning a shotgun. And I have some friends that don't live here, that live in other parts of Maryland, more Democratic parts of Maryland. And they say, oh no, I could never own a gun. And so when they're here in my house, I'll rack my shotgun and it makes them freeze in their tracks. I said, exactly. There's no other sound like it. It gets your undivided attention and it changes the power shift. You see what I'm saying? It says right then, either your soul is going to leave your body tonight or you're going to leave my home. Those are the two options. All of them now have shotguns because we've had this conversation for the last 2 weeks. Listen, America, we saw this coming. I have friends that work in Homeland and America has been under a cyber attack. And I hate for people to not have been honest about that. But when Verizon, you know, you poor folks who had Verizon and you were like, oh, Verizon is down. Verizon wasn't down. Verizon was being attacked. A lot of American companies are under cyber attack. We need to be very honest about what's happening. And you're not going to hear it on the mainstream media until it's too late. You're not.
Right. Speaking of media, folks, breaking news regarding loudmouth Jasmine Crockett. So you guys won't believe this. So apparently her security guard was just in some SWAT standoff and was shot. So basically it looks like it happened in Dallas. So Dallas SWAT came in. So apparently, let me see here. I'm looking through the news now. It unfolded We'll see here, Wednesday night, actually.
Mhm.
So right in Dallas, Texas. So Dallas PD spotted what looks like to be King, that's her security guard, wanted on warrants for impersonating a law enforcement officer and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He bolts in his replica undercover vehicle with stolen plates, mind you. He flees into the parking garage at a children's medical center and was barricading himself inside. Officers negotiated, but King didn't budge. They deployed tear gas to flush him out. He emerged, pulled a gun on the SWAT team, and they opened fire, dropping him on the spot. We have a clip here to show what occurred. Take a look.
These images of Mike King standing close to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office and while on the campaign trail during her recent run for a U.S. Senate seat. Multiple law enforcement sources say King was the man shot and killed after a standoff with Dallas police SWAT officers on Wednesday night. Police say he was chased into a hospital parking garage where he barricaded himself inside a vehicle before he was forced out by tear gas and pulled a gun on officers. These images of Mike King standing close to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shows how trusted he was as part of her security detail while she's been in office.
All right. So, I mean, I'm not actually surprised. I mean, we've heard news lately of Jasmine Crockett. She sort of surrounds herself with lowlifes. I mean, she, assaulting journalists, pulling guns out on real cops. I mean, and then she have her here lecturing people on justice. Nicole, what are your thoughts on this?
Do you know well, two things. Number one, people who are disingenuous generally hang around other people who are disingenuous. Birds of a feather flock together, right? And that happens a lot in politics. If you send out the signal that you're going to cut corners, you're going to be rogue, it attracts people who like to cut corners and who are rogue because they think that's acceptable, the order of the day. With that said, I have been taking a look at, again, our mainstream media and how they describe this incident. What you hear was wanted fugitive killed by Dallas SWAT officers. They don't mention Jasmine Crockett until the third paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Man who served, and it just says security. It doesn't say Jasmine Crockett. So when we tell you that the mainstream media is not giving you the whole story about any of this, do you think there's a reason why they didn't lead with Jasmine Crockett's personal security guard killed by Dallas SWAT? Because the Democrats have a plan to get her back in office. They have a plan to get her back in office.
It's still more missing from this story because I'm trying to figure out, number one, why does he have to impersonate to be a police officer? He doesn't have to impersonate. Number one, if you have a legal firearm and a legal badge or a license to be a security guard, why do you feel the need to go and impersonate to be a law enforcement officer? I'm just wondering if he was not even a firearms owner and still part of her security team. I don't know, because that just sounds very off to me. I mean, a legal, legitimate security person would go and impersonate being a police officer. There's just something about that just sounds off to me.
I mean, I wonder if she hired him solely as a body man, right?
I think he was a criminal already. She probably just used him. That's what I want. And
that's exactly what it was.
Not as a licensed professional congressional security person to supplement the security detail, but as a body man. And you see this with prominent candidates all the time. Shortly after Charlie was assassinated, you would see a lot of prominent Republicans just walking around, and there would just be these really big people with them. I know for a fact for the Black Conservative Federation, when we go into places that we know people have made credible threats, we also have security, but our security are professional. We make sure that they're appropriately licensed and all of that because Republicans play by a different set of rules, right? Because let me tell you, let's say this would have been Representative Brandon Gill's security person. They would have let in with Brandon Gill, the biggest thing above the banner, above the fold. They treat us differently. And one of the things that I'm grateful for this show and other shows like this is we get to level the playing field. There's something wrong with Jasmine Crockett's campaign that the body man is pretending like he's some sort of super cop and ended up getting killed by Dallas SWAT.
She got the hook up from around the way.
Right. And apparently he had various aliases. So publicly he was Mike King, but he was juggling aliases, like a circus act, it looks like. He also ran a side business hooking up off-duty cops with gigs, all while hiding his rap sheet. So again, he was on Jasmine Crockett's payroll. So obviously she didn't vet him. And this is a concern. I mean, this is what we're talking about. She didn't vet him.
No. She knew. In my never to be humble opinion.
Okay, so
in my never to be humble. That's why she hired him. She got a hook up from around the way. She knew, I would say, about 50% of what he was or what he was doing. She knew. In my never to be humble opinion, allegedly.
Yeah, you're probably right. You are probably right. Folks in the chat, sound off. Yeah, sound off and let us know what you all think. Do you think she knew about this? But this is breaking. It's all over the news. They're reporting it now. So we'll see where this goes. But you brought up a very good point, Nicole. She is probably looking to run in some other election. Yeah.
They're not going to allow her to amass any meaningful power, but she's too valuable to them as a troll, as a clown, as a mouthpiece to have her sitting on the sideline.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some super chatters here. Yep.
We have a couple more super chatters here. Kung Fu CJ is back again with your $5 super chat. He says, if those sand ninjas try to do an October the 7th, they're going straight to a blue state. That's right, Kung Fu. Send them right where they need to belong, where they need to go. You're right. Everybody in the chat, please hit that like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so. Also, make your way over to Shop Until You Drop at www.metroconservativemedia.com and drop a line or two in our Discord channel. You won't regret it. You'll get some responses. Just have a little bit of fun, and thank you so much for your support.
All right, folks. Yes, indeed. So want to change gears here a little bit and have a lighter story here, because it's been a lot of craziness in the last several days. But there's still there's probably a lot. And one of these stories we want to shed light on is a Tennessee man, an elderly man, Richard Pulley, was forced to work as a DoorDash driver to pay his bills. But he just got a very big donation that was so sweet. Take a look here. This is clip 5. So that's him, elderly. I mean, can you imagine? He's trying to, pay off medical bills as a DoorDasher. It's just it's sad to say, see that our elderly have to go through this, but take a look, keep watching. You're going to see. Look at it.
It's just really difficult to believe that there's that many people that are that generous to try to help us. People, they don't even know us.
Thursday morning, they saw the latest total together.
$281.
Richard and Brenda say they'll use the money not just to finally slow down, but to keep enjoying their 56-year marriage without so much worry hanging over them.
Sometimes you just look at all the things that you need to pay or need to do, and if it don't, you're going to end up in the hospital or somewhere with something even more expensive than that. It takes off a lot.
Inside the Jiffy Burger in Manchester, you can always find a good meal. And on this day, good people who changed a stranger's life, all starting with a simple cup of coffee.
I just can't believe that someone would be that caring to set this up for us.
We appreciate every one of them because it's taking a lot of pressure off of us and making life livable once again.
For WSMV4, I'm Steve Maley.
Wow. So just to give you guys some backstory, Mr. Pulley, he is a retired veteran, and he was delivering DoorDash. One of the orders he delivers to was a Starbucks order to Brittany Smith. And her ring cams, what we saw, caught the 78-year-old struggling up the steps in the rain, hobbling with a bad knee, no umbrella, just kind of hustling to cover his bills. So she posted the video on Facebook and TikTok, and of course it went viral. And so she then managed to hunt him down and learned that he was out of retirement because his wife, Brenda, 76 years old, lost her job in health insurance last year. So they had tons of bills, medical bills, all types of them. And so she launched this GoFundMe, give Richard a chance to rest again. And now they've raised over $500,000. I mean, Shelly, what are your thoughts on this story?
I hate to be a Debbie Downer because this is a beautiful story for that couple, for that family. It really is. But it makes me upset that, again, Al, give me my money back. Give Richard and whatever his wife's name is their money back. Again, I have said, and I wish it could happen. I wish I could snap my fingers and make it happen. If everybody in America who has been working or whatever since 16 were giving back their Social Security, we wouldn't have a health care problem. We could have our own healthcare savings account. This is the kind of stuff that makes me so freaking mad when I think about it. I think about our congressmen who just will not do what they need to do to make Americans right, if you will, to make them whole, certainly, at least financially. It makes me sick. It makes me angry. It makes me frustrated. I want to scream, but I do. Love the fact that Richard and his wife will be able to take care of their bills and take care of their health needs. I love that. This is bittersweet. It's bittersweet. It's sweet for them, but it is oh so bitter for me.
Yeah, you're right, Nicole. What are your thoughts?
I love the story for him and his family. Just seeing him delivering not one order kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because once you get to a certain point, you should be able to live comfortably, right? And the biggest concern you should have is whether you're going to watch Law and Order or you're going to watch YouTube. I mean, it should not be whether you're going to take care of your health or feed yourself or pay your mortgage or pay your car note, or here in Maryland, be able to have electricity. I mean, so many things are happening so fast. I think as a culture, we lost our way. We are so much more apt to help younger, able-bodied people to become even more of a drag on our society and allow our old people to quietly suffer, because that's what they do. Because Richard didn't ask for help. Richard was driving DoorDash. Because in his mind, he doesn't see his old, frail body. In his mind, he sees himself as 40-something, and he's going out here to take care of his boo thing and make sure that she has what she needs in his mind. But those images of this older man shuffling, trying to deliver that order, spoke to those Americans who saw that and said, we got to do better. And how do we do better? We get all of these able-bodied men and women off of social services. Because if you can make a baby, you can make a paycheck. You can make a paycheck. So we need to invert that pyramid. Less money for people who have the capacity to work. And I don't care if you don't like working. Hell, if people liked it, they wouldn't call it work. They'd call it fun. But work is work. It keeps you out of trouble. It keeps you engaged in your community, and it puts enough money in the system where we can take care of not only this Richard, but all the rest of the Richards who quietly sit at home and wonder what they're going to do. If they're going to be able to afford their medication, or are they going to eat this week? That's a very real concern. And we see it in healthcare all of the time. They come in, 6 months later, they're 50 pounds lighter. Why are you lighter? Are you eating? Are you food insecure? Are you housing insecure? And they'll look you in the face and lie to you. Wow. Over and over again, because this generation has a thing with pride. They don't think, people should help me. They don't think that they're destitute, because when we think here in America destitute, we think single mother, 5 kids, no baby daddy. right? That's what we think. Instead of thinking a man who's probably served his nation in the military, has worked more than 50 years, taking care of his family, that's the person I'd prefer to help.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking though, because but like both of you, I was happy that they got the help that they needed. But they're just one of probably thousands of people that don't get the GoFundMes, that don't get the viral videos. And then we see, on the other hand, we see these illegals coming in with receipts as long as my arm of them getting social programs, them getting medical assistance and things like that, and they aren't even legal. They're not even supposed to be here. But we have people, hardworking Americans, who served their country. This was a veteran who can barely make it up a stairs and has to deliver DoorDash. It's disgusting. And not only that, but look, I mean, folks, we got to put the blame where it is. Now, I know, we have this Congress, Democrats and Republicans, have been, share the burden of this thing. But back on the 2008 crash, boomers lost a lot of their nest eggs to the Wall Street bailouts. Okay. And then you fast forward under Bidenflation. Okay. The senior labor force participation went up 20%. So it was up since 2020, with 1 in 4 over 65 working gigs like DoorDash and things like that. Healthcare costs have skyrocketed. They were up 15% under COVID. All this is under Democrat policy. And then a Pew poll is showing 60% of retirees fear outliving their savings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is sad. But instead of us talking about this, which President Trump he's been doing what you mentioned, Nicole, the prescription drug program, the for the young people, the Trump accounts. But you have the Democrats out here talking about Green New Deal and trying to take our gas stoves, and we got to talk about climate insecurity and all this type of stuff. It's ridiculous.
They don't really care about these seniors, because typically as people grow older, they grow more conservative. You lean back on those traditional values. So they don't care. When I tell you they don't care, they do not care. They don't care at all.
They don't
rather let them die.
Life. Yeah.
Right. It used to be, I want to say, let's say in my grandmother's day or my aunts and uncles' day, that people worked a part-time job just to make some extra money. Maybe they were going on vacation, they wanted to splurge on a big vacation for the summer, things like that. Now it's almost people are working their full-time job, maybe another full-time job, and they might be doing DoorDash, Uber, Lyft in between. And don't get me wrong, I don't put down any job. I mean, I think all work is honorable, okay? From the DoorDashers to McDonald's, whatever. I don't care. But the fact that our tax money, if you had more of your own money, you can sustain and fund your own lifestyle without depending on the government, and certainly not taking the money from the hardworking people and giving it this, redistributing it all over God's green earth to people who don't need it, don't deserve it, haven't worked for it, and won't. Like my grandmother used to say, don't have a pot or a window, and won't even go get a broom and start sweeping the damn streets.
What's interesting is, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, someone on, it had to be CNN, a liberal person said, it is the government's responsibility to redistribute wealth. That's not the government's responsibility. And I think it was Scott Jennings who ate her butt up. He was like, no, ma'am, that's not what government does. That's never been the design of government. She said, but can we agree that the government should do that? And he's like, absolutely not. We're not going to agree to that. But that is their agenda. That is their agenda. This gentleman and his wife have outlived their usefulness for that particular liberal type of politics. They have. And it's sad to see. It is sad to see. I am always taken aback by when you go into Walmart and there's usually, at least here in our Walmart, there's a little old somebody at the door talking about welcome to Walmart. And I'm looking at them, and sometimes they're joyful because, they work in a couple hours, but sometimes they look tired. Like, I want to go get them a chair from the back and pull it up so they can sit down. And I get it. It's much more expensive to live than anybody anticipated in their lifetime. We could have never fathomed $1,000 electric bills. If you have home heating fuel, $3, almost $4 a gallon, and you need at least 350 gallons to keep yourself warm. So the prices have gone up exponentially, and people are just now starting to recover from Bidenomics. Right. Can you imagine with their 401ks that hit that it took for the ones who were decent enough to have it, the stock market holdings that they lost? I mean, we have got to right the ship when it comes to what America treasures. I'm not saying that children should not be a priority, but we have to take care of the people who are older. We have to take care of our seniors and our sick and infirmed. But these able-bodied people who are all over TikTok and Facebook and all the socials crying because they can't have sugary drinks on their robust SNAP budget, those are the people who we've got to get off of social services. We have got to get them back to work, back in the workplace.
Folks, we announced at the beginning of the show the ground stop at the 3 airports here in the DMV area. Well, it is over. Operations have resumed. So firefighters in Prince William County confirmed there is no danger to air traffic controllers, and they are returning to the Potomac Tri-Con. The source of the strong odor was traced to a circuit board that overheated, and it was replaced. So that was an update given by Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy about an hour ago.
Call me again. Call me conspiracy theory Shelly tonight, because the one question that I would ask, okay, if it was a circuit board, why did all 3 airports or all airports in the DMV area have to be shut down? You mean that smell, circulated all across these, Maryland, DC, Virginia, maybe, I'm just saying, I know Pennsylvania, I don't think
Washington, DC, yeah.
But this is the DMV area, right? I don't know. Call me skeptical, call me conspiracy theories. I don't care. It's something more to this. I don't think it was just a circuit board that exploded. You can see a circuit board that's on fire right there in the air traffic control. I don't get it.
So I agree with you, Shelley, but I do think again that Americans enjoy a level of comfort provided to them by our government, so that people aren't afraid to fly, that people aren't afraid to travel. Protecting our way of life is a big thing, because the one thing I think that kind of separates the wheat from the chaff in this point is when people say that Americans are Islamophobic, that we have a fear of these people. It's going to make us change the way we live. I'm going to tell you, these colors don't run. 100% back, Shelley, on that. Fuck you. We're not doing it. You're not going to change us here. We're not doing any of that. We'll take all that smoke. And I think this is probably, if I'm going to go down the rabbit hole with Shelley, it's a good place to be in the rabbit hole with Shelley because it's safe. It's safe in that rabbit hole. I'm going to agree with Shelley. Let's just say they were being abundantly cautious, but there are probably some fairly credible threats that they were circling through.
Wow. Well, we will continue to follow this story, folks. All right. Well, that does it for us tonight. Our Friday Night Live, folks. Again, before you leave out, please hit that like button, share this video, post it on your social media, send it in a DM or a text message. We want to get the word out, and we're trying to grow our audience, where our goal is to hit 250,000 subscribers. I know we have a lot of new people here. So again, we are pop and politics. We are smart, edgy, and conservative. So if that's you, definitely we appreciate your support. Hit that like button and subscribe. Final thoughts, ladies. I'll start with you, Nicole, as we go into the weekend.
Listen, I'm not trying to scare the pants off of anybody. And I realize this is not our usual happy-go-lucky Friday episode where we're kikiing and giggling and having a good time. Don't be afraid. Fear is of the enemy. Mm-hmm. God has had his hand on our nation from its inception, and will continue to do so. We just need to remain faithful. And a part of that faithful is being aware. Do not be afraid to call it out when you see it. See something, say something. Let them call you racist, but you calling it what it is can save lives. You can be a racist like me and Shelly and KJ. Come on, we can be a racist team together. But don't be afraid to call it what it is. That is how we'll keep one another safe. It won't always be this way. We'll go back to our happy-go-lucky selves fairly shortly. But in the meantime, love your life, do the things that you're used to doing, but keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings.
All right. All right. It's Friday the 13th, too. Did you guys know that?
I love Friday the 13th. It's a great day.
2 months in a row. Well, I'm going to encourage you all to get some rest, get some sunlight this weekend, get some exercise, touch some dirt, touch some grass, if you will. I'm going to be doing that this weekend. I'm going to also be touching some nice, shiny black stuff. So, right?
Oh, is that a man?
Girl.
A little bit of, I'm going some lead. I'm going to touch some lead.
Oh, you taking tests.
Yeah. So again,
That's
I want to
awesome.
shout out. I encourage you all to do that as well. Shout out to our mods. We got Liberty, LJ, Allie, Laura, S Files, Momo, Kung Fu CJ, Madeline. We have a super chat here, Bernard, with your $10. Thank you so much. Josh is in there as well. Not all Muslims are a threat to peace. Followers of Elijah Muhammad and the NOI has not produced a single extremist attack against America or any other nation in the name of Allah or Islam. Okay, if you say so, Bernard, thank you for that super chat. Stop back in again. So I just want to thank all of you again. Brown eyes. Don't you have made my brown eyes blue. We haven't seen you in a while, but thank you for your $2 super chat.
Oh, she said, "Did we see our
read your Cash App?" Yeah, the Cash App normally shows on the crawl. Our producer is going to get it up there. It says buy us a lipstick, and they're going to put it up there, brown eyes. But in the meantime, all the rest of you can go to www.Metro Conservative Media. You can shop. I think the Cash App might be there too. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that, but you can certainly.
Cash App.
Yep, there it is. There it is, brown eyes. We don't have to have blue eyes now. But thank you all again. Get some rest, get some exercise, sunlight. Get with some real people this weekend. Josh, there you are again. Thank you, Josh, for your $20 super chat. Just a note to say, love y'all. We love you right back.
Love you back, Josh.
All of
Love
you in
you
our chat, we love you and we thank you so much for your support.
And we just had one person here that said all Islamists are Muslims, not all Muslims are Islamists. And I agree.
That's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true. Listen, we're not coming in with a broad brush. However, we do have to keep our heads on the swivel. Not all Americans, we talked about this before, not all Americans are super patriotic. Some of them are a little bit soy boy. There are varying degrees. And I think the American public, at least the people who watch our show, are smart enough to discern the difference. It is never our intent to say that people who practice their peaceful religion are some way harming our nation. That's not what we're saying. But again, if we're going to call it like it is, if we're going to say what it is, there are those who mean us harm.
And let me help you out, Nicole. To your point, you're right. All Muslims are not Islamists, but every one of them that has committed terror, the Muslim ones have been Islamists. So those are the ones we are talking about, that group, that ilk. And again, I don't want to, my goal is not to offend you. And I do appreciate your clarity for that point, but you cannot deny that the terrorists, at least the ones we were talking about tonight, they were Islamists.
Yeah. And another thing with that is, I'm just gonna leave it there. Yep, you're right. I think we have some more super chatters here. Did we get all of these? Okay. I know Josh.
Yeah, we had Josh. Yep, Josh was
I thought we had another one.
I love y'all. I think that was it with Josh, but thank you for that. Is that Bernard? Was that Bernard? Yes, Bernard. Yeah.
Did you get Wrinkle Brain?
We love you.
We got Wrinkle Brain.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Earlier in this.
Thank you all already. Thank you all for your super chats tonight.
We appreciate you guys so much. We really do. I didn't mean to cut you off, KJ, but I just want them to know that, this channel is our fun thing, right? This is our, believe it or not, this is our fun thing for the week. We don't get rich on this show. This is not what we do. We do this because we love you guys. We like communicating with you. We like sharing things with you. If you're new to the channel and you got us on YouTube where it calls us a news program, you need to know how much I celebrated when it called us a news program. I feel like Barbara Walters, right? It's an amazing thing that we get to share so much information with you and get information back from you. So it's important for you guys to know that you can reach out to us. Go to that Discord. You want to talk to us about something offline, so to speak. We're happy to have that conversation. So don't be afraid to reach out. We're happy to talk to you, especially people who may feel like we're painting too broad of a brush. We can sit down and have that conversation. I can tell you from Nicole Bennett, and I'm not going to speak for KJ or Shelly, but from Nicole Bennett, I stand by my words. 100% stand by my words, and happy to have a conversation with you, because I think more discourse is what we need in this nation, not less.
Absolutely.
Right, we have one more
and I was going to just say really
sorry.
quickly, somebody just commented, that's actually what I was going to say. This one, why don't Muslims, peaceful Muslims, speak out more? Because I don't hear that enough. Of peaceful Muslims. I'm not Muslim. I don't practice Islam, and I only believe Christianity is the way. So, everybody knows that with me. But I respect everyone, and everyone's right to practice their own religion. But what I'm saying is, we don't hear enough peaceful people who practice Islam speaking out against this stuff. And so that's my thing too. I agree there.
One more super chat for tonight. Kung Fu CJ again with your $2 super chat. He says, "You ladies are awesome." And we stand up. We stand by what we say, and we are not even averse to being corrected or educated on some things, informed. But this is what it is. The people we're talking about specifically tonight, they were Islamists. So. But anyway, out there in chat land, we want to thank you again for your support. Thank you to our mods, our producers. Thank you so much for all of your help and your support tonight.
Absolutely. Have one more video to play if we have time. Do you ladies have? Oh
yeah, like 5 more minutes? Drinking my everyday dose. Let's go.
Okay. I just came across this, and I actually saw this like a couple days ago. But we just hadn't gotten around to talking about it. But this is this viral video out right now. Do we have where apparently it happened in Texas. Like, Texas has been hot lately. Oh my gosh, not for a good thing. Where it's a viral video of a woman who was pulled over by a police officer at a traffic stop, and it got very bad. Take a look here. We have the clip here. Okay.
Stop, please. I'm scared. Stop. Wait, stop, please. Wait, please.
That's her son.
All right, here's your copy of the citation. As far as the bills, you don't want to take it? No. Well, yes, you don't take it because it's your citation.
I don't want it.
That's your citation. That's littering. Step out of the car.
No, don't do that. Step off my car. I'm not stepping out of. Look.
Mom, chill out.
I'm not just call. Yes, call. I'm not touching.
Mom, please chill out. Mom, please chill out.
Don't touch me. I'm not stepping out of shit. Call your motherfucking supervisor. You're not the supervisor.
Yes,
call your supervisor. A supervisor. I'm not stepping out of nothing.
Mom, chill out. Please chill out.
Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. I will step out when the supervisor. I'm not stepping out of nothing. Get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. I'm not letting go. You littered. You dropped the ticket, not me.
I put the ticket in the car.
No, you dropped the ticket, not me. You dropped the ticket, not me. Get your hands off me. You're touching me. Give me the ticket. You're touching me forcibly. You're holding me too tight, and you're being out of line. Y'all see this, right?
Sir, I'm sorry. Can she just get the ticket?
No, you stop. Why are you holding my arm like this?
Because I gave you the ticket.
Why? No, you did not. You dropped the ticket, not me. I told you I did not want it. You dropped it. You dropped it. You're doing too much. I'm not afraid of you. Get your hand off of me. You're holding me forcibly for no reason.
Because you need to step out of the car.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Step out of the car.
No, what was the matter?
Is there anything I can do to get you to comply? Look, Mom, he just said take the ticket and we can leave. You said take the ticket and we can leave.
No, I did not. You did that.
He said
you
take
threw
the ticket at me. I gave it to you so you
threw
could
the
leave.
ticket at me.
And then you grabbed it and threw it out.
Give me the ticket.
It's on your phone video.
Give me the ticket.
No,
give me the ticket.
We're past that.
Okay.
You're under arrest. Step out of the car, littering.
Okay.
Step out of the car.
No, I'm not.
You're under arrest.
No, when your
colonel
gets here, then I will step out. I'm not getting out of the car. I'm with my child, and I'm not doing that. Call your father right now.
Step out of the car.
I'm not. I'm not. I'll step out when another officer gets here. I'm not stepping out. I don't trust you. You're holding me too strong, and I don't trust you. You don't have to hold me like I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going to go? I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not stepping out of the car. Call your colonel, and I will get out of the car. You're holding me. I'm not resisting arrest. I'm not. What am I under arrest for? What am I under arrest for? I didn't litter. You did that. No, I did not. You did that. You did that. It's all on camera. So when your colonel gets here, then I will step out. I have my child with me. I'm not getting out of the. You have a supervisor, okay?
I am the supervisor.
So when your supervisor gets here, then I will step out of the car. Call someone else to come here. There is someone else.
Not right now.
Yeah, there is someone else. Let me call 911. Get your phone.
Oh, wait, please, sir, stop. Stop, wait, stop. Mom, chill out, mom, please, wait, stop, sir, please, stop.
Oh, my God.
Stop, please, stop. Wait, stop, sir, stop, please. Wait, please, stop. No, stop, please, I'm scared, stop. Wait, stop, please. Wait, please, stop, sir. Wait, stop.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, please, stop. Wait, stop, please. Okay, wait, I can get out, please, just don't touch me.
Lord, what is wrong with people? All right, before I give my comments, Nicole, what do you think?
Pennsylvania v. Mims. When an officer gives you a lawful order to exit the vehicle, you shall exit the vehicle. I don't know what happened maybe 3 years ago. Maybe it's just the TikToks where I don't know, maybe somebody successfully convinced an officer that they didn't have to follow a lawful order. But when a law enforcement officer gives you a lawful order, get out of the damn car. That you're not going to litigate your case on the side of the street. You're not. He's giving you a traffic ticket. Take the doggone ticket. You can get home and rub that thing across the crack of your tail once you get to your house. Nobody else's business. But when a police officer gives you a lawful order, you will comply. You will comply. And for her to do this in front of her son,
15-year-old son.
Oh,
he
yeah,
could have been 7. He could have been 8.
Okay.
That's the part that makes it heart-wrenching to hear him, his voice breaking, his spirit breaking. Mom, just comply. Mom, just take the ticket, Mom. He said we can go. Take the ticket, Mom. Let's go. How is it that the child has more sense than its mother, who's been on the earth conceivably longer than he has? What is the problem with people? All of this emotionalism never works. It does not comply. Comply and live the fight for another day.
Yeah. This is in Texas, folks, for you who don't know.
It happens all over the place.
She was pulled over in a school zone, clocked at 35 and 20, and that was the ticket that he was trying to give her. Mm-hmm. Shelly, what are your thoughts? And that was her son, 15-year-old son, pleading with her to settle down. What is wrong with people?
Okay. No, she should have gotten out because this would not have escalated to that level. Okay, she certainly should have gotten out. But someone had a comment. Well, first we have a super chat. I'll say this. Voice of Reason says $2 super chat. Thank you. Play a stupid game, win a stupid prize. That was one comment. And someone else had a one earlier, something about, I thought this was funny. American justice system has nothing on communists. And then there was another one about something about Texas law. I don't know how he worded it, but I got to see, this is my first time seeing this. I didn't even hear about it nevertheless, but she should have complied. She should have gotten out the car because certainly this was not necessary. And I'm going to say it. You all might be upset with me. There will be an investigation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This happened, I believe, several months ago, if not last year.
There should be an investigation. Let me say it that way.
She filed an excessive force complaint. Hearst PD investigates internally, but they have cleared officers. The officers were just cleared this month for claims that were unfounded. So I believe after they saw the body cam. So once they released the body cam. And so now this is what's sparking the firestorm. There
will be a civil suit, I'm sure.
And they will lose. And let me tell you why. Democrats they don't really have many good ideas, but the one great thing that has come out of the Democrat Party in the last, say, 15, 20 years was their zeal to have police officers wear said body cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we get to see what they have to put up with. Now we see what these officers put up with. She could have simply taken the ticket and went on about her day, went on about her life.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
your son watching you being manhandled by the police? What is wrong with people? I am so disgusted. Just take the ticket. We no longer live in a civilized society. We don't.
No.
I mean, all decorum, all civility has just been thrown out the window. Like she threw that ticket out the window.
Now they didn't have the camera because she said she didn't do that. He threw it at her or something like that, and it fell.
She threw it.
That's what she said, but she was, of course, lying. So if
I didn't see, but did they show that on the camera? Because I didn't see that part.
Yes, because when you watch it on some of the other,
I'm gonna have to watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again.
That have the video from beginning to end. Okay. What they talk about is she was giving him a hard time, just giving him her driver's information. You know, she was ignorant.
So wait a minute, after she threw it, he's been arresting her for littering. Is that what it is?
That's littering. Step out of the car.
Okay. No, he told her to step out of the car.
Yeah, she should have. Yeah,
and then her putting the window up and locking the doors.
You can tear it up. You can wipe your butt with it. Just take the ticket. I mean, it doesn't even matter because once you had the ticket, you can tear it up. They're going to send a notice in the mail if you don't respond. I mean, come on.
Or you don't show up.
He may not have even locked her up if once she threw it out. He said, "Come out the car." But she doing all this other stuff.
And here's the thing: she's asking for a supervisor. He is the supervisor.
Right.
He told her that. What she did say is somebody over top of you too, which is true. It is always somebody over. But I get your point.
No. He was the shift commander. It's him.
Well, there's somebody over top of him. I get your point. I get your point.
In these little communities, unless the sheriff himself is on duty, which is usually generally not, it's the shift commander. It's him, and he's saying, "Ma'am, I just need you to step out of the car so we can talk about it." When you watch the whole video, you'll see this. This is not that little short snippet. This was the longest doggone issuance of a ticket that I've seen in a very, very long time.
Many of them are.
And here's the thing. I don't understand what they think the end game is going to be.
Right. They don't think. They're in their emotions most of the time. Most of these situations, they're in their emotions. They are angry at the officer. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Don't let the officer be white, because that's like a double whammy. The fact that there's a police officer and then there's a white officer on a black person, that already incenses them even more. So just take the ticket. Many times, I mean, we've said this before. I've gotten several tickets. Okay, I'm not a road runner or road rager. KJ might differ than that.
No, you're not at all. But you're not a very good driver. But go ahead.
Shut up, KJ. Anyway, every time I drive with KJ in the car, y'all, you know what she does? Drool come out her side of her mouth. That's how she's drool. She's drooling.
I try to, because I've sedated myself prior to the ride.
No, she drool.
I said, Lord, just knock me out and wake me when we get there.
But we've all gotten tickets, right? And we've all been in situations where, because we were, I don't know, we batted our eyes, maybe we didn't even get the ticket. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it was. Batted our eyes, showed a little leg. I don't know, whatever. So it's wow.
I think they need to start. When we see stuff like this, when these people have interactions with the police, and I think they need their license taken. I think they should have their license revoked, because because these interactions, they luckily she got out of that with her life, okay? But if you don't know how to act when you're pulled over, that is part of the driving, your privilege, okay? Mm-hmm. That is part of being on the road and driving, and a privilege of driving. When you don't know how to act, revoke the license. Take the license from these people. She should not be on the road. She should not be on the road.
Maybe that's probably one of the sentences the judge might give her.
I hope so.
She would probably go to. Well, she probably
won't do it.
Got locked up though. We had one more super chatter here. We had Simply Ashby. Hi, Simply Ashby. Where have you been? Thank you for your $10 super sticker. Thank you so much for dropping in tonight. Wow, this has been a night. This has been a week.
Yes, it
You
has.
know, it's people like that behave that way that make it harder for us to judiciously look at videos where police officers are being overly aggressive.
That's a
You
good
know,
point.
because
Yeah.
looking at it from a law enforcement standard, the reason why he grabbed her arm is because she was being aggressive and she was, you know, digging around in the car. He doesn't know if she has a gun or not. He does not know that she's going to pull out a knife and stab him, if she's going to roll the window up with his arm in it and drive away. He doesn't know, because she's been irrational from the onset, where that stops. If she's hearing her own child breaking into pieces next to her and she's still doing all of this extra, yeah, she don't have no qualms about rolling his arm up in that window and driving down the street.
It makes it harder for us. It makes it harder for us to bat our eyes. I mean, we got to wear lashes now so that we get the same effect.
The Jasmine Crockett effect.
Yeah, and I want to say it. I want to say it. You all may want to say it. It is the black ones. These black ones. What is wrong with y'all? Just like you said, Shelly, I'll admit, I've been pulled over. I get pulled over all the time because I have a heavy foot. I do have a heavy foot.
But that's why I don't go sleep in your car.
I know. Everybody knows
I'm gonna tell you, KJ will get you there though. I'm gonna say that. Now you're gonna be there an hour at a time, but she will get you there.
Oh yeah, you know. I can't drool when KJ's driving.
But the police, I've been all in other states. They pull you over, you act like you have some sense, and you go on your way. Most of the time, you just get a warning. That's it. And guess what? I'm black as the street. Okay. And I got nappy hair.
And look, my cars are tinted out. I mean, the darkest tint. I don't, you know, so I already look like my car already look like I'm probably doing something illegal. And I drive with my concealed carry. When I get pulled over, I gotta, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. I certainly have to be calm, but I'm already looked at funny when I'm driving when my car's all tinted out.
Right.
Well, when they run your tag, they know you have a concealed carry. Then you got the tinted windows, and if you
I can't even lie. I know they run my tag. I know they run my tags. I can't even really lie. You know, right?
Yeah. Oh no! Before they get out of the car, they've already scanned your license tag, because they come to the window going, "Miss Bennett, come on."
And just
where you going so fast? Slow down.
FYI, in Maryland, supposedly, you know, our concealed carry, our licenses are not connected to our driver's license. I don't believe that, because all they gotta do is pull it up. It's the same daggone police records, and they can just merge the two. I don't believe that. So
I don't believe them either, Shells, because the first thing they do is ask you, where's your weapon? Are you good? Are you good? Like, yeah. So much like Shelly, though, I have tinted windows, and usually if I'm on a long car trip, because I drive all over the state.
Yeah, you drive
I drive all over the state. I'm usually banging some go-go music, you know, sipping a little something, driving. No, mushroom coffee.
Oh,
banging the music, and when they pull me over, they're like, Miss Bennett, come on now. It's like, listen, I'm trying to get to wherever. And when I give them my driver's license, they usually look at it and go, where is this? I've never heard of this place before. Where in the state is this? And I say, oh, I still got like an hour, 45 minutes. They just give it back to me and say, slow down.
Right.
Slow down. We want you to get there safely. Slow down. And now that could go a whole other way. I could be a jackass and only open a window this far and yell and scream at them and talk trash. Who wants to live through that? When you could just be a nice lady and they can treat you like a nice lady and let you go on your way. Come on,
I just want our chatters to be clear. In my car, KJ can drool and relax. In KJ's car, I cannot do that. And y'all notice, I want y'all to go back and listen to this, because y'all notice it happens all the time. She blames me and then she'll tell on herself.
I'm just going to say, KJ has not just one heavy foot, both her feet is heavy. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not a nervous person, you know, because again, I taught all
Nicole,
to drive,
you
but
were peeing on yourself, weren't you? You about to pee on yourself, weren't you?
Let me tell you, I drank so much damn apple juice and tea trying to keep myself calm, because when I tell you she was tearing that road, I was like, okay, KJ, Lord, and she's steady trying to fix the music. Well, I think you gotta put
right here.
I was like, oh my Lord.
That's right.
All right. Let's end the show. I will not be talked about this way.
It's true. It's what God loves. KJ will put you there in a hurry.
Madeline said maybe KJ and Shelly need to let Nicole drive. Well, Madeline, we would never get there. We might not ever get there then.
Listen, you would never make it because I'd be stopping off. Wait a minute, I got to stop off and see this person. Hold on, let me deliver these yard signs. I got one more stop to make.
I don't like to stop if we driving long distance. I don't like to stop until it's absolutely necessary. I tell people, when you drive with me, you better bring a urinal.
Listen, she does say that.
Not ride with Shelly because I like to take my time and enjoy some stuff. I want to stop off and see some things. KJ drives so fast, you don't stop no way. You just straight. She don't care about the traffic. And listen, she's steady fixing the music, driving with one hand, and she says, "Oh, look at these people sitting still in the traffic." And I'm like, "Oh my God, KJ! Oh my God!" Yeah.
Y'all terrible. All right, folks. We will see you on Monday night. Do we have a guest Monday, don't we?
We have a guest scheduled, yes.
Okay, yep. We have a special guest Monday night, so it's going to be a great show, 9 p.m. In the meantime, check out Just the Guys. Just the Guys podcast will be on tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Ooh, they got a hot topic for you guys. They're talking about child support. And they are going to give a male perspective on it. They believe that the child support bureau and system is rigged against men, and they are going to be sounding off. It's going to be a great show. Check them out tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at Just the Guys podcast channel. And make sure you subscribe. And then I'll be on Sunday night, me and Michelle at 9 p.m. on at KJ Christian Conservative, where we're going to be talking about all things Bible. We're going to be bringing you a biblical perspective on news and pop culture. That does it for us tonight. We love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, count your blessings and live a life of purpose. Good night.